Massive landslide in Papua New Guinea. Over 2,000 feared buried alive. Sydney Uters, a catastrophic landslide in Papua New Guinea, PNG last week, may have entombed over 2,000 individuals, according to the government statement on Monday. The remote and rugged terrain, combined with logistical challenges, heightens fears that there may be few, if any, survivors. The National Disaster Center, in a letter to the UN dated Sunday, but released on Monday, reported that the number of people suspected to be buried could exceed 2,000. A separate UN agency provided a lower estimate, suggesting more than 670 potential fatalities, highlighting the difficulties in obtaining precise figures due to the remoteness of the area and the lack of a recent census, the last of which was conducted in 2000. The landslide devastated Yambali village in northern PNG at around 3 a.m. on Friday, engulfing over 150 homes under debris nearly 2 stories high. Rescuers on the scene reported hearing cries for help from beneath the rubble. Evet Kambu, a resident, spoke of his despair, mentioning that 18 of his family members were buried under the soil and debris, and he was unable to retrieve their bodies. More than 72 hours after the landslide, villagers continued to dig through the debris with spades, sticks, and their bare hands in a desperate bid to find survivors. The arrival of aid and heavy equipment has been delayed due to the remote location and ongoing tribal conflicts, which necessitate that aid workers travel in convoys escorted by soldiers and return to the provincial capital, located 60 km 7 miles away, at night. On Saturday, tribal violence resulted in 8 deaths and the burning of 30 houses, adding to the crisis. As aid convoys arrived on Monday, they passed through areas with still smoking ruins. The first excavator reached the disaster site late on Sunday, and so far, 6 bodies have been recovered. Communication with the site remains problematic due to poor reception and limited electricity. Many villagers are uncertain about the whereabouts of their loved ones at the time of the landslide, as it is common for people to stay with friends and relatives. This uncertainty contributes to the chaos. As noted by Matthew Hewitt Tapas, a pastor whose home village is near the disaster zone, Prime Minister James Marape's office stated that PNG's emergency authorities are managing the disaster response. Marape's is currently in the capital, Port Moresby, preparing for the return of Parliament on Tuesday, where he faces a no-confidence motion. China has expressed its willingness to provide disaster relief and post-disaster reconstruction assistance to PNG. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning affirmed China's readiness to help within its capabilities and expressed confidence in the resilience of the PNG people to overcome this disaster and rebuild their lives. Rescue efforts are hindered by unstable ground and flowing water, making it perilous for residents and rescue teams to clear debris. Over 250 homes have been evacuated, and more than 1,250 people have been displaced as officials urge people to leave the area. Some locals are hesitant to allow heavy machinery into the village, preferring to mourn without interruptions. As time passes, the hope of finding survivors fades, and the community braces for the reality of a significant loss.